Now, I'm not even the type of person to brag about being right, because I'm not right enough. I'm wrong a lot. But many of you really did think that the Cleveland Cavaliers and Toronto Raptors were close, as far as how good each team was. And you thought that those wins that Toronto got were something more than just the Cavs, playing lazy, and just like not paying attention to detail. But I had no doubt that the Cleveland Cavaliers were on a whole nother level than Toronto Raptors. Okay, like Toronto played out of their minds. They played great games, and the Cavs played bad in those two losses. But Game 5 was a real game, and then today was a real game. Today was a game that showed, like, when Toronto plays some of their best ball, and when the Cavs play, at the level that they are. I said that one of the things that was going to have to happen, or one of the keys for the Cavs was to, come up and double team tough when Kyle Lowry or DeMar DeRozan came off those picks, and they did that. And Lowry still got 35 points, which is a great game. He was 6 for 12 from 3, 11 from 22 all together from the field. So he played a heck of a game. I hate to see what he would have had they not come up with those double teams. DeMar DeRozan, he shot 50% from the field as well. He was 9 for 18, 20 points. But the Cavs definitely stifled those two guys a little bit, and everybody else, got shut down. One thing that Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan aren't very good at doing is creating for their teammates, creating opportunities for their teammates, and that's why I wanted them to, come up and double team. I saw there was a few times DeMar DeRozan turned the ball over on those, but most of the time Lowry and DeRozan, they're gonna either bail out and pass to somebody that's just to get rid of the ball, or they're gonna turn the ball over, or they're gonna score 1 of 3. But they're not really, there wasn't very many opportunities created off those double teams. And you look at the box stats, each one had 3 assists. That's good. When your point guard has 3 assists, that means he's not creating for the other teammates. And if we look at what the rest of the team had, DeMar Carroll had 7 points. Luis Scola had 0 points. Bismack Biyombo, he had 4 points. Patrick Patterson had 9 points. Jonas had 6 points. James Johnson had 2 points. Corey Joseph had 2 points. And then Norman Powell had 2 points. So, not any help, Kyle Lowry had 35, DeMar had 20, and then no one else had double digits. So that's, even if you don't shut down DeRozan and Lowry, you're going to make it so they cannot create for their players, because they're not good creators. Like I said, they're scorers. They're strictly scorers. And, that's basically what we saw, is them scoring but not helping out their teammates. And they needed a team effort to beat the Cavs, like they got the other night when they did win, when they got in that Game 1 and that Game 2. They're going to need help from their players, and they're not good at creating. Now you look at the Cavs, on the other hand. Kyrie Irving had 30 points. LeBron James had 33. Kyrie was 12 for 24 from the field, 50% as well. So right now you got Kyrie shooting 50%. You have DeMar DeRozan shooting 50%, and Kyle Lowry shooting 50%. But Kyle Lowry and DeMar, they both had 3 assists. Kyrie had 9 assists. So there you go. You got a guy creating shots for his team when he sees a double team. And Kyrie's not really known for that, but he's got the skills to do that. LeBron, he had 6 assists. So again, he had double the assists he had the same amount of assists as Lowry and DeRozan combined. He took 22 shots, made 13, so he's shooting above 50%. So you had good efficiency from all 4 stars in this game, and I would include Love as a star, but he had a 20-point game. He had as many points as DeMar DeRozan, and he took only 11 shots. DeMar DeRozan took 18 shots to get 20 points. So, Kevin Love, he was 5 for 11, so he was less than 50% from the field. But the difference is he was 4 for 8 from three-point land, whereas DeMar was 0 for 1 from three-point land. So, field goal percentage, even though I like to talk about field goal percentage, I like to talk about efficiency. Sometimes field goal percentage doesn't just cover all your efficiency. You'd much rather shoot 45% from the three-point line than 55% from the two-point area, and that's what happened with Kevin Love. Kevin Love was 50% from the three-point line, so that's a game. And then he went to the line, also got fouled a bunch because he goes down low and was 6 for 6 from the foul line. What else did Kevin Love do? He got you 12 rebounds as well. So that was a huge key to the game. I said they had to box out Biyombo and not let him go wild. And Biyombo didn't go wild. Biyombo had he had a solid rebound game. He had nine rebounds, but Kevin had 12. Biyombo had 4 points. Kevin Love had 20. So you're out rebounding, you're out scoring. It's just a great game all around. So now let's look at the scoring for the Cavs a little bit here. Let me look inside what exactly what they did here. So Kyrie had 30. He was 12 for 24. JR had 15, 5 for 9. So there's another guy with double digits outside of LeBron and Kyrie. And then, like we said, Kevin Love had 20. And that was pretty much it. You had Tristan had 2, Channing Frye had 6, Victor Jefferson had 3, Matthew Dellavedova had 4. But it was the starters, JR and Kevin Love both had pretty good games. 15 points from J.R. Smith on 9 shots. He was 5 for 9. Again, efficient. He was 5 for 8 from three-point line. He's shooting right around 60% from the three-point line. That's getting it done. When you're shooting 60% from the three-point line, you're getting it done. Again, Kyle, we said Kevin Love 4 for 8, 50% from the three-point line. Kyrie and both LeBron. Kyrie was 2 for 4 from 3. LeBron was 3 for 6. So everyone was shooting over 50% from three-point line. Channing was 2 for 3. Richard Jefferson was 1 for 1. And then Matthew Dellavedova was over 1. So they shot right around 55 to 60% from about 55% at least from the three-point line. It's getting it done. As I knew, like I said, I knew that Cavs were the much better team. I knew that if they played their game and just like I said, all you had to do was send someone over the top to help out off those picks on DeMar and on Kyle, and then just not let Bismack go crazy on the rebounds. That's all they had to do, and they were going to win by 20. They ended up winning by 26 points, 113 to 87. That's really that's the difference between these two teams. I'd say, on average, if the teams played, their best ball, the margin of victory would be around 20 to 25 points. That's how much better the Cavs are. Those 2 losses, those 2 losses were just an uninspired performance by the Cavs, nothing more. And Toronto was hot, but even it doesn't matter. Toronto's not good enough, even when they're at their best, to beat a Cleveland team that's playing its average ball. Cleveland played. They had they played a good game today, no doubt, but they didn't play their best game. They played a good game. They played what they're capable of every night, with just smart defense and trying to rebound, fighting for boards. I mean, Tristan Thompson had 5 rebounds. But again, another thing about LeBron, 11 boards. So 33, 11, and 6. That's the thing I love about LeBron. And that's why he's the best player in this league. He does whatever you need to do. I bet you he specifically went down low more just to negate what Biyombo was doing down there. They needed to get rebounds. The key was rebounding and then just defense on the pick and roll. Or the defense on the, the pick up top. That's all it was. All they had to do was do that D, and then, rebound and not let Biyombo take all the boards. So, it's such a it's unfair to have LeBron because he can play every position at an elite level, every position. He can play center at an elite level, power forward at an elite. He can be the best power forward in the league. He can be the best 3 small forward in the league. He can be the best shooting guard in the league. He can be the best point guard in the league. Whatever you need him to be on any particular game, he can be it and be the best player in the league at that position. Center is probably the only thing that he could be the best center in the league. There's no doubt. Defensively, he would have a harder time, but offensively, he'd kill centers, and you could definitely run your offense through him. So he's the best player in the league at every position. That's hard to do because defensively, most guys that are going to be a good point guard aren't going to be able to be a good center, and he can do that. So I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad that Cleveland, did this, played up to their level of play. They need to, carry this into the finals. It's going to be a tough finals. It's going to be a great finals, no matter who they see, Oklahoma or Golden State. It doesn't really matter who they see. They're going to have to play better ball than what they showed, especially in those 2 games against Toronto, in Toronto. But they're going to have to be consistent and play better. I mean, this was probably a very good thing for them because Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are not as good, obviously, as Durant and Westbrook. And they're not as good as Curry and Klay Thompson. So this kind of got them ready to face some studs, from a defensive perspective. They're about to face some studs no matter who they play, whether it be the Golden State Warriors, whether it be Oklahoma City. They're going to face some studs. So this was a good game for them, good test, and it helped them realize, okay, this is the level of intensity we need to stop guys, or to at least stifle them, or at least make them, inefficient. Whew. I think their defense will actually work better against Russell than it did against Lowry, because Lowry can shoot. Russell's shot isn't as great. It's not. He's very, very, very streaky. But very good showing by Toronto. I for their sake, I hope they can keep all their players. There's been rumors of DeMar going over to the Lakers. We'll see what happens with that. But for now, Cleveland's on their mission. They got the talent. They got everything to win. And, LeBron can get that 3rd ring, get one for Cleveland. To me, it looks good. To me, it looks very good. I'm predicting that whoever they face, they're going to win the championship, barring any injury. So, again, hope you guys liked the video. Trying to get better for you guys, trying to deliver better content. I'll be good at this sooner or later. But, thanks again. If you liked it, please like it. Subscribe, comment, interact. I'll interact with you guys. But until then, have a good night. Bye-bye.